Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Katherine Lewis, and this is my inspirational program coming to you today. Hoping that you'll be filled with happiness and joy. And we're going to be introducing my wonderful guest today. And I tell you what, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, well, thank you, Catherine. My name is John Brock. I am the manager of audiovisual services for the College of Creative Studies, and I think today I'm here to talk about inspiring, all the students that come to school where I work.
Okay, all right. So we're going to get started, but before we do, I'd like to say a prayer. Dear Father, we thank you for the day, for this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, before you have opened many doors that no man can shut. We believe in goodness, love, and uplifting one another. Amen. Amen. Okay. So we're going to be talking with my friend here, and he's going to introduce himself.
My name is John Brock, and I am the manager of audiovisual services at the College for Creative Studies. And I think my number one takeaway from working where I work is that I get to work with a lot of wonderful people, including the students, and especially the students.
Yes.
And
yes.
they are just wonderful. And my whole career, which I've been working there for 10 years now, I have strove to, connect with those students and help them along and help them realize their creative dreams, because that's what we do at the College of Creative Studies.
Yes, yes, that's beautiful. Can you elaborate a little bit more about how you inspired them, and also how did you get inspired to work with the children?
Oh, well, I guess we could start there. I think that's a great point to start at.
Yeah.
I attended the college as a younger person. I wasn't there right out of high school, but I did attend between the years of 2011 and 2015. And during that time, I got to work with a lot of wonderful people, and I got to hone my craft, which is filmmaking and videography. That is my main mode of creative, it's my main creative form. I do also write, but while I was there, I got to work with a wonderful man who is my current boss still. His name is Jerome Burns, but
Yes.
I worked for him as a student worker.
Yes.
And he inspires me a lot to help others. And I think through seeing that as a 22 to 26-year-old,
Oh,
'cause
yes.
that's how old I was when I attended that college, he left a big mark on me to continue that. So a few years after I graduated, I was greeted by a phone call one morning from my former boss, Jerome, and he said, "Hey, I have a job opening. I know you're in the area. Would you like to apply for it?" And I said, "Well, absolutely. I'm always looking for good, solid work," and I was getting good, solid work at the time. But through making that phone call, he got me back in the door
Yes.
at the college. So, a few months later, I was starting my position, and I was there, and I guess from that time on, which was 9 years ago now, a little more than 9 years ago, August of 2016 is when I started. So I've been there almost 10 years, and I've worn a lot of hats there, but working with the students is the main hat that we always wear. So
Yes.
I'm happy to wear it.
That's wonderful. Is it any one particular student that stands out in your mind in the beginning?
In the beginning, yes, there was a number of them, because we at the Audiovisual Center, which is the main office that I work out of, we employ on any given semester between
Yes.
about 20 to 30 work study students. And
Beautiful.
we are a team of 4 full-time staff members, but we have about, I think this semester I have 26, I believe is the number, 26 work study students that all work under me in a few different areas, but in that audiovisual center is the main one. And the first group that came through, which would be, we have students from freshmen through senior year
Yes.
that work for us. So depending on where they are in that, depends on how long we get with them, basically, to work. So we typically only hire the sophomores and older, because the freshmen, we want to make sure they're not too loaded up on the coursework at the college, which can be very intense. But once they're about sophomore year, if they meet the criteria, and of course they have to apply
Yes.
and interview, and that's our first point of contact. I would say that the second group that graduated, so the group that graduated 2018, they were the
Yes.
first ones that I really spent any length of time with. It was more than a year with them, 2 years with them. And there were two individuals from that group that I still talk to this day. They were specifically photography students. And there were also two that I can think of off the top of my head that ended up also becoming instructors years down the road, a few years ago. So it's very cool to give them a level of mentorship, and then
Yes.
sometimes they find their way back, and I find that it's very
Wonderful.
very great to see, but not always the case. Sometimes they just go out and do wonderful things out in the world.
Yes.
But it's always nice when they come back and they
Yes.
let us know how much we helped them. Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
I tell you that it's, being there myself, it's just wonderful there to see them. And I like to interact with the students and give them encouragement and lift them up and clap my hands when they do something beautiful. So from that point to the second level where you reach with the children, like I know the beginning part, so now we're going to the second level.
Gotcha.
So tell me a little bit more about maybe the school or since you've been working at the school.
Yeah. So the school itself is a pretty great place to be at, and the students, of course, they find that out over time as they progress through their schooling, and the school's been around for a very long time. It's been around officially since 1906.
Yes.
It was what we know now as the College for Creative Studies has only existed since about 1993, I think 1992, 1993. Someone might correct me on that later. But
Yeah.
the Arts and Crafts College of Detroit, or Arts and Crafts School of Detroit, that started in 1906, and that was one of the schools that formed, that joined together to form what is the College for Creative Studies now. Of course, when it did that, it was known as the Center for Creative Studies, became College for Creative Studies in I think 2002, and now we are what we are, and we have two campuses. We
Yes.
have the original campus, which is the Ford campus, and that is on Kirby Street, right
Yes.
across from the DIA,
Yes, it is.
right in the heart of Midtown. The Cass corridor there. And it's a beautiful place to go see. There are a few very large buildings. We have the what we call the Tinker Toy building,
The Tinker Toy building.
which is the Kresge Ford building.
Yes.
And that was I believe designed by an alum from quite a long time ago, but that building hasn't always been there. Kirby Street used to go all the way through.
I see.
I've seen some of the old pictures. I might have to bring them by to show you someday.
Absolutely.
It was a whole different thing, and now we have our big second campus, which is the design campus,
Okay.
and that has the communication design department, transportation, product, all of the more design-oriented disciplines. Those are on that campus, and that's in what used to be the Argonaut building, which was owned by GM. And that's where Harley Earl had his studio back when he was designing Cadillacs way back in the day.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
Yeah.
history there. It's a very cool, not only building, but the people that used to walk the halls. Of course, that's what makes the story. So there's a lot of that there, which is a beautiful thing. And I think it's very cool that the students get to be in these historical type places, and whether they know it or not, they're soaking up that juice from creatives past. So it's a very good environment to have them in, and it's a very good environment to have them create in.
Yes, that is so wonderful. I just love it. And I was just thinking about one of the young men, Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you tell me how Lucas fit into your program? Wasn't he one of your work studies?
He was, yes. He worked for me for a little over a year. I didn't have him for too long, but I've known him. I got to know him very well from working in there, and I knew his father before that. And his father has worked at the college for quite a while. He's a really good guy. When I knew his son was going to school there, I said, I'm gonna meet this guy, and I'm immediately gonna know who he is based on his personality, because his dad is a really easy to get along with guy.
Yes.
Very good teacher, a very good mentor for the students that he interacts with, and his son is the same way. He's a very good guy, and he worked for me for about a year and a half, I think, total.
Yeah.
And I still, he only graduated in May, so there's not a lot of space between then and now at this point.
Right.
But we're keeping in touch a little bit, and it's a good thing.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He would come by my desk and talk to me about different things, and I would tell him that, a lot of my history. And the bottom line is, with the kids, you want to give them encouragement. You want to lift them up. You want them to know that it's a better way. Because a lot of times we see so many kids going the opposite way, or we hear about them going the opposite way. But this school here and the teachers like John here and many more, they're awesome. They are awesome. And the kids come out beautifully. I just say to you out there that's listening and viewing this program today, just know that it's a way. It's a better way. And there are people that can teach you. If you go to some of these schools, especially here in Michigan, this particular school here we're talking about is awesome. And if we all are creative, and our kids are creative, they need a chance to go out, to enjoy, to create, because there's a lot of things going on inside of them that needs to be produced, and we want to produce it in the world. Right?
Absolutely. And actually, one thing that I didn't mention about the Topping campus from before is that we also house within that campus, there is a 6th through 12th grade middle school and high school that operates there. It's a UPAD school, UPAD school, and it's University Prep for Art and Design is that school. So they're affiliated with us, and the very cool thing about it is that I have students that work for me. I have some that work for me right now too. That they have been at school in that same building. Now, one of them that I can think of, she's a senior. She has been there now for, let's see, all 7 years in middle school and high school, and now almost 4 years at college. So she's been in the same place physically, even though it's technically a different school. But some of her instructors are also people that the college interacts with. They also teach at the college as well. So it's very cool to see some of these young people all the way from maybe 10, 11 years old, all the way through to 22, 21 through 23, whenever it is that they do graduate. Most of them graduate in about 4 years.
Wonderful.
And it's great to see them come up that way. And that's in that also there is opportunity when you go to that 6 through 12 school. When you go there, there's a lot of scholarship opportunity at the college for them to continue their education there too. So that's where we get to see these young people for a long time. Sometimes it's not just 4 years. Sometimes it's quite a bit more than that. And it's beautiful that we get to help guide them in their life down the road afterwards.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know you be so encouraged, so uplifted when you see them graduate. Oh my goodness. The graduations are beautiful as well.
Yes, I love attending graduation. We used to do it at the Opera House, but the last few years it has been at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater, formerly Shane Park. That's how I always knew it before. But it's great to watch them walk across the stage, and just see the look on their face, beaming with pride. Absolutely, they deserve it. They deserve it. If they've been through school and they're able to walk across that stage, they deserve it.
Yes.
And they deserve all their flowers.
Absolutely. There's one young man that comes up to my desk, and he's in a wheelchair. So I would like to tell all of you out there that may be walking with a walker, wheelchair, you can still go to school. If you got that brain, you got that wonderful brain, you can still learn. I suggest, me and John and I suggest that you step out on faith. Just believe. Keep your dream, but your dream have to be activated, as we know that we can keep our dreams inside of us, but if we don't do something to put it into action, it's just a dream. But what we want to do is make it a reality. And if we can make it a reality, that means that Now the dream is out there, and you are successful already. So the wheelchairs, the walkers, that's nothing compared to what's inside of you. Wouldn't you say so, John?
Absolutely. I know the student you're talking about, and he is very talented and he is very motivated. And he also he worked at the college in the summer too, so it was very cool
Yes.
to see him, interacting with the summer programming that we have at the college, which is all younger children. So it starts at 8-year-olds and it goes all the way up through 18-year-olds. And that specific student, it was very, very nice to see him mentoring younger people as well. So yeah, any form of disability does not need to be a hindrance, in
Exactly.
your life to affect others and exact that kind of positive change, which
Yes.
that's how we should be living every day. Absolutely.
Every day it should be a day of thanksgiving and hope and joy, which this program does. It uplifts people and let them know that you can, even if you stopped at one time in life, you say, well, I'm not going to do it for a long time. You can come right back to, if that dream is still there, it's going to materialize.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's happening right now. People are coming back to what they used to do because the dream has not fulfilled itself. We have to keep working at it. You have some ups and downs and some setbacks, but actually it's a teaching time and a time to reflect. So we have to have a teaching time, a time to reflect. So that's what's going on. What you think, John?
I think you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to take a step away. Even I did that when my schooling as well. I was maybe partying a little too hard when I was a younger person.
Okay.
Which was not a good decision, but it happened, and I got past it.
You did.
And I ended up coming back to school, which is why I attended the CCS, College of Creative Studies, from 22 to 26 instead of
Wow.
18 to 22. But it was, I went to school initially for English at Western Michigan University. And,
Yes.
And I still, most of those skills apply to daily life and to,
Oh, yeah.
what I ended up going into anyways. So it wasn't, there was a setback, but there was a maybe a small hurdle to get over, but you pick yourself up, you believe in yourself, you believe in the help you get along the way, and you be grateful for it, and good things can happen for you, but you do have to put in that work.
You have to put in
Yes.
that work. Yeah, it have to be you.
Yes, and you have to take those first steps. You gotta get yourself out the door real quick. Yeah.
You have to get yourself out the door, out the bed.
Yeah, out the bed.
Get
yes.
out that bed. Well, and like I said again, for the ones that's listening and viewing this program today, this is a inspirational program to bring light to a dark place, to make you feel that you can go on, even though you may have given up from time to time. You can also come back, and this time stronger. So we want to let you know about that. You can come back stronger. You can come back stronger. So this is what you want to do. Listen to John and listen to me. And think about going back to school. You say, well, I'm 40. Go back to school. I'm a senior citizen. Go back to school.
Absolutely.
What do you think, John?
I could not agree more, and it's funny you're saying that because I had an interaction with a student last week that I did not recognize. I didn't really know her, but that's because the work she makes does not necessarily include technology all that much, but she's in a few classes right now that do. Or at least not the technology that I oversee. The area I work at, we check out production equipment. So much like the studio we're in right now, we
Yes.
have cameras, tripods, lighting, audio equipment, anything you could think of, amongst many other things too. It's a rental house for the students at the college and for them to have materials to make their work. But I had this student come in, and she's in her, I believe her either her early 60s, late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there. But she came back to school. She was a finance.
Wonderful.
She was in finance, but now she's learning how to make visual art, and she had children that were in college or that are out of the house now who are in college, and she said,
Yes.
you know what? I'm going to get back out there and I'm going to do what it is that I want to do right now.
Yes,
And
yes.
she's doing a wonderful job. Her work was fantastic, and it was great to work with her to help her realize a project that she was working on. So
So,
anyone could do it.
isn't that something?
Yeah.
Now, doesn't that make you feel like you want to get off that couch and turn the TV off and say, well, you know what? Maybe I can. Let me put my suit on or my dress on and go down and put in an application for this school, because this school means a lot to the people here in Michigan. Not only Michigan, but it's all over, isn't it, John?
All over. We have students from all over the globe. I have students that work for me that are from India. I have students that work for me that are from China
Yes.
and Korea. And I met my wife at the college, and she was from Mexico. So we have all kinds of people, from all over, and it's a wonderful thing to see. We have people from South America,
Yes.
people from Europe, just all over the place, and along with the wonderful people of Michigan. So so it is
Yes.
very good to see it. It's good to be in a community that, even though it's smaller, we have about 1,400, between 1,400 and 1,500 students, depending on the semester. We have a small school, but we have a very diverse population of students and staff and faculty members too. It's a wonderful community to be a part of.
Exactly. And I do stress the fact that we should acknowledge the teachers, administration, everybody that's working behind the scenes with this school, because it's so important for them to know that they're recognized too. Because they get out the bed and they come to work to see about the children, and I'm going to say young adults, and where we are as young adults. But I just feel good about being here today talking to you. You're so precious and so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Kathy.
Now I want you
Likewise.
to talk about your wife and baby, the little
Oh,
pretty
yes.
baby.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's wonderful, and I have my wife as well. I was talking about before, we met in college, but she's a wonderful person too, and I'm blessed that her family is a very tight-knit family, much like my own, and they all live very close. My family doesn't live close anymore. I did grow up in the southeast Michigan area, but my family scattered a little bit. A few people in Ohio, a few people in Oregon, and then there's me who stayed around, and I'm still here. But my wife's family, they came from Mexico in
Beautiful.
about 2008. And they've been here ever since. I mean, there's been some back and forth with my wife's father's job.
Yes.
But everybody's here now, and it's just wonderful because my 2-year-old daughter, she's
beautiful.
got her tia and her tio, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, who are both wonderful people, and they are just a blessing to have around, and they are great with my daughter, and my in-laws are just wonderful people. My
Yes.
mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my daughter calls them her abis because they are her abuelitos, but they she can't say that quite yet, so she says abis, and she
Abis.
says that about both of them, so she'll say abi or abi, both of them.
Isn't that beautiful?
is wonderful. Yes.
Yes. Well, I met this young lady, and she's so pretty and so beautiful, and I just want to say thank you for having her.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes.
You're very welcome. I thank Lord up on high for her every single day, because she is an absolute blessing to have around.
Yes.
I can't even remember my life before it, so
Right.
I don't want to.
Right. And can you imagine her growing up and going behind you and your field of work, following your footsteps?
Well, my footsteps and my wife's footsteps. My wife is a working
Yes.
marketing professional on top of being a professionally trained photographer. That's what
Beautiful.
she was in school for. So I'm happy to say that my daughter has already been on a few photo shoots. She's starting her production assistant role very early. I think the first shoot we had her on was it was in the basement. It was in the basement studio. My wife a lot of times gets hired to shoot very small things. That's kind of a niche that she works in product photography. And that kid, she is very used to lights going off all around her now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very
she
cool
done,
to see.
She done got
And
used
she's
to
very
that.
helpful. She's very
Yes.
helpful in all things we do in the house. But the next big shoot we have that, is either at the home studio or at the studio, and she's there for my wife, I got a feeling she'll be helping out a lot.
I think so. I think so. Well, it's just amazing what we have here in Michigan, your school, you and your wife. And I know that if someone out there is listening and watching has got inspired to do things, inspired to get up and get motivated to go out. So I hope that it happens, and I believe it's happening right now. So we're going to trust the fact that it does. So anyway, we thank you for listening to us today. Our show is an inspirational show, and we want you to come back next time and hear some more inspiration. John, I want to thank you for coming. It's been an honor and a privilege for you to be here today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. This has been wonderful.
It has.
Yeah.
It really has been wonderful. And we just want to say to you out there viewing and listening, don't give up. Now, you'll get tired, you'll get worn, but that doesn't mean anything. You can still keep going, and take it from me and take it from John. You can keep going. And so I want you to tune in next time for more of inspiration, of Katherine Lewis Inspirational Program. And if you like this program, you can go to the P.O. Box I have coming up soon, where you can read my P.O. Box, or you can call that number, 313-424-0141, 313-424-0141. You can drop me a note, or you can call me, and hopefully I got some more inspiration for you. Okay. Well, until next time, what do you think, John? Next time?
Until next time.
And
I would love to be on here again with you. Absolutely. Anytime, Catherine.
Well, we'll have you back on, and we can travel back if you like to, places you've been and things you've done. Would you like to do something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Absolutely. That sounds great, Catherine.
Yes. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I tell you the truth, it's just wonderful to be able to have a program where you can reach out to people. And this program is going all the way around the world today. So we just thank God. It's a live broadcast, and we are live people on this broadcast. So have fun. Don't give up. Trust. What's another good word? What do you think?
Forgive?
Forgive. We got to do that first, right?
Absolutely.
Forgive. So thank you, and we hope to see you next time.